This is how conspiracy influencers work. They present you with.
Go watch that full video. It's Hank Green. It's obviously worth watching. But really, right now, it hits on some really important points at why people feel like so much stuff is going on behind the scenes and why it feels like we have no control over everything and why like the world feels like so crazy and chaotic. And a big part of it is because we're not actually paying attention to language anymore. We're like reading between the lines and drawing conclusions and using our, I always call it my pattern seeking monkey brain when I'm just like pattern recognition, pattern recognition, pattern recognition. And sometimes there's just no logic behind it and it isn't realistic. And there are contradictory statements and facts that would like straight up debunk any of the jumping to conclusions that I'm doing. And it's so important to train that skill. So like what's going around is this LSAT. This is actually a practice test that this question is from. Now the LSAT is the law school admission test. So this is, it's tough stuff. To get into law school, you kind of have to know how like language works and be able to understand words, right? Now I'm a mechanical and biomedical engineer, so words are not my strong suit. But I still have to know how to understand things and like read a text and know what the text is saying. So a question like this, right? It says, and a lot of people had trouble in the comments, by the way. It says, physical education should teach people to pursue healthy, active lifestyles as they grow older. But the focus on competitive sports in most schools causes most of the less competitive students to turn away from sports. Having learned to think of themselves as unathletic, they do not exercise enough to stay healthy. Now then it asks this question, which of the following is most strongly supported by the statements above, if they are true? It's that A, physical education should include non-competitive activities. Is it B, competition causes most students to turn away from sports? See, I can't even read. Is it C, people who are talented at competitive physical endeavors exercise regularly? Or is it D, that the mental aspects of exercise are as important as the physical ones? And to round it off, is it E, that children should be taught the dangers of a sedentary lifestyle? Now think about this for a minute. Using the text that is here, this is where we draw our conclusions, okay? Based solely on the information in this text, which of these statements, A through E, are most strongly supported if they're true? A very important part of answering this question is not to make assumptions or draw conclusions based on evidence that is not in this paragraph, which for law school, again, incredibly important. The thing is, as a human with like a lived experience and a whole lot of other information going in my head, I feel like all five of these statements, all five of these answers could be like true. If I were to if somebody just randomly asked me if children should be taught the dangers of a sedentary lifestyle, I'd be like, hell yeah, they should. Absolutely. But does this have anything to do with that? No, it's not really talking about that at all. Like nowhere in this paragraph does it mention that. And it's really important to actually read the words that are in front of you if you want to understand what's being told to you. Like, here's the truth, okay? By the way, the answer to this is A, spoilers. But if you want to understand what is going on with the banning of TikTok, it's that our government, Congress passed a bill that said they wanted to ban TikTok. And then it was pushed through the Senate. And then Biden signed it into law. And then the Supreme Court said that it was a justified banning and constitutional. Those are the facts, and that's what we have to work with. If people are telling you stuff like there are shady dealings behind closed doors and they have a feeling that like Meta is doing some stuff and Zuckerberg is zucking on show now, I don't know what to tell you. There's no proof of that. But there is proof that there was like some agreement, some deal going on with incoming President Trump and the CEO of TikTok, and they made some agreement. What that agreement is, I don't know, but they came to some agreement that it could stay unbanned. People are calling it like a publicity stunt and stuff, but I don't think TikTok has enough influence to have caused their own banning by telling all of Congress to make a law that will then be passed in January right before Trump is inaugurated. Like that's the level of mental gymnastics you have to do. You would be like Albert Einstein mixed with Simone Biles. Like, wow. I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting that this came up while a lot of people have been talking about reading comprehension and like language comprehension in general feeling really low. And I feel it. I really do. But it's not like Like, you can work on it. It's a skill you can train. It's a skill you have to train, to be honest.